Hello and welcome to part 3 of this Martin D35 guitar I've been working on. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of binding repair. Now I've done some binding work in the past, but I've never made purfling. Purfling comes in these thin little strips of plastic and they need to be laminated together. I've never done this before, but how hard can it be? Let's give it a try. What is purfling, you ask, and what is it used for? Purfling is a narrow decorative edge inlaid into the top plate and often the back plate of a stringed instrument. Purfling was originally made of laminated strips of wood, often contrasting in color as a visual accent. Well, that's what Google says anyway. Okay, so the binding I do have for the whole back. It's in 2 pieces, but that's okay. They go together perfectly. And then what I'm going to need to make are these sections of purfling here. The lower section is 4-piece, white, black, and then on the upper here, it's a white, black. So that's gonna need to be made. I'll show you how I'm gonna do that. So I've got this jig from StewMac. This is what squeezes together. See, it's spring loaded. You slide the binding in one side, you apply some acetone, and then this squeezes it together as you slide it through, and it melts it together. I've got the 2-ply in the jig, and I've got this little stick that's just a little bit thinner than the thickness of both these bindings put together that I'm going to use to seat it and make sure they come together nice and even. Because I'm not going to be doing any finish sanding or anything to this. It's just going to come together, and I'm going to use that as my single piece. I'm just going to leave this hanging out a little bit and I'll get the end started and then I'll go for the rest. Stick is breaking. See if I can get this to fit. All right, there's enough on there to make it work. I'm trying to finish up this strip. I actually figured out if I just put some pressure in the front here, that lines it up. It doesn't have to be the same exact width as the purfling. This all in one shot here at the end. That actually came out pretty good. Got to clean it up a little bit, but let me go ahead and make the rest of it just like that. Now I'm just leaving them here to dry. I'll leave them like this for a few hours so they dry nice and straight. All the binding channels, all the binding and purfling have to be scraped. Got to get everything perfectly clean so it all adheres together when I go to glue it back. Here's the purfling. The outside edge is a little rough and mucked up. Doesn't look that great from when it melted together. I'm just going to take a razor blade, clean it up just a little bit. dry run set up here. You can see I got the 4-ply in the bottom, and over on the top I've got the 2-ply. I'm just checking the fit and everything. Where it meets the existing binding right there, it's pretty good. And then the lower purfling section, it meets right there. So it's a little bit proud because the binding channel isn't consistent all the way around, but I'm going to just go ahead because I can clean that up and even that up after, and I'll probably end up scraping it back, maybe hitting some of this old finish on the existing binding, but I'm going to probably tint the whole thing with a little shellac to get the color to match best I can. I was concerned that it wasn't going to bend around this tighter part of the body here, but it does bend. Follows that contour pretty nicely. It's a little loose now. I just have it kind of taped in place. But this is basically how I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to use canopy glue and glue this all back together. So here's a little dry run section, and then I'm going to bring you back when this is all done. I'll show you the process, maybe from above, while you listen to a little bit of music. Now I've gone ahead and let this dry overnight, and I'm ready to take off this tape and see how it came out. I want to remove this tape, but I want to be careful that it doesn't peel off any of this finish. This is a low tack tape. I shouldn't have any problems. I do have some naphtha that I'm going to just wick under the tape. Helps pull it away without risking taking off any of this finish. Once I get all this tape removed, all I have to do is clean it up with a little bit of water so I can remove all the glue residue. And honestly, I think this came out pretty good. The most time-consuming part about this was doing all the prep work on the existing binding, cleaning that all up, cleaning out all the binding channels. Honestly, to glue it all back together didn't take all that long. Thanks for hanging in here till the end. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. It helps my channel a lot. I'm trying to grow this channel. So stick around for part 4 of this Martin D35 restoration, where I'm going to be finishing up this guitar and putting it all back together. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Peace out. Don't let the bed bugs bite.